Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whatever it is for you.
That's my favorite guy. He does politics. His name's Devin Gibson. Shout out. But he does that. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. You just did almost exactly his thing. Sorry.
Oh, I've never watched him, but we are Susu, Boo Boo, Buster. Buster's, I need to move him. See, there he is. And,
There's Boo's back here on the ground.
okay, and this guy right here. So,
What are you?
well, you didn't do anything. I'm just
Oh.
introducing you, the Wolfman.
Oh, okay.
So, how are you today?
Well, I didn't sleep very well, and all the normal things didn't help. So we're thinking about maybe a hammer to the head. About 8 o'clock, 8:30, just boom, lights up. What do you think?
No,
I thought you'd be with it.
no.
Okay, so what are we doing today, Mama?
Well, you tell me.
Sabaton, the lion from the north.
That's
is
right.
what we're doing today.
That's right. And this is about King Gustav Adolphus.
Adolphus, and it's a
Gustavus
very
Adolphus.
interesting story, and I think it will probably come through. But we looked at the history of this guy, and man, it took a lot to bring him down. They shot him several times. Finally had to shoot him right in the head after he'd already been shot like 3 or 4 times, stabbed twice, and still got up on his horse and was leading his country. Man, I love that story. I don't know anything about this guy. He might have been a tyrant, but who knows?
It's sad.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is 400 plus years ago, almost 500 years ago, and it is sad. But people die, dude. I mean,
Yeah, that's right. That's
so,
right.
especially
And,
in war, and in the wars that seem to be senseless now, but they weren't back then, right? So
apparently, what we read underneath this video and the description that in a museum they have his horse stuffed
I love
and
that.
or what do you call it? Where you stuff it?
Taxidermy
Yeah, taxidermy. And
stuff.
his
The way they put it was stuffed.
the leather jacket he was wearing with the
Bull
bulls in
holes
it.
in it.
Yeah,
And,
we were just saying we would love to go see that, but we can look online.
Look online. And those of you who live up in that area, we do have those people. If you've seen it, man, comment down below, baby. We'd love to know. And it said that it was the oldest stuffed horse in the world. The longest,
Something, it met some record.
yeah, it's like something like it's still the most intact stuffed horse in the world, and it's 400 plus years old, probably.
Have
I
you
have
seen
the
it?
stuff that
Yeah,
they sent.
like he said, if you've seen it, comment down below. I'd
We'd
love to know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's listen.
Yeah, I'm in.
You've got your headphones on already.
Well, they're around my neck.
Okay, let's see if I can get the screen where it's supposed to be. I did. I did it. All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
Let's go down.
that's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is American actor Tim Roth.
Well, we'll see.
I think it is.
Legenden har spått gult och blått. Han fruktar ej svärd eller skott. Lejon går fram i krut och damm, i krut och damm. Gustavus Adolphus, Livera et Impera. Acervus et inget, Augusta herran Gustav. När stormen Europa har nått ond och död, förödande blodbad. Ta makten från kejsarens hand, katolikerna lämnar sitt land. Rikskonstens framtid är här, finns den väg deras söner skall gå. Så som lejonet leder den här i strid, för tid till krig. Legenden den röd, örnens död, den skållas i helvetets glöd. Konung kom fram, bäst eller man, bäst eller man. Gustavus Adolphus, Livera et Impera. Acervus et inget, Augusta herran Gustav. Gustavus Adolphus kom fram, Livera Impera. Acervus et inget slår fram, Livera Impera. Som världen brann. Säkerhet blir sann. Och ett slagfält, dött blod skall det mötas. Und och blod. Legenden har spått gult och blått. Han fruktar ej svärd eller skott. Lejon går fram i krut och damm, i krut och damm. Gustavus Adolphus, Livera et Impera. Acervus et inget, Augusta herran Gustav. Gustavus Adolphus kom fram, Livera Impera. Acervus et inget slår fram, Livera Impera.
Wow.
Give me a
Howdy.
song, bro. Please.
What would you like to hear, boss?
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Wow, there's so much for me to say about that. And we discussed this earlier before we pushed Susan and I did it. And there's a different reason that we watch it, right? And mostly the reason is because I love Sabaton. Not that she doesn't like Sabaton, she does, but I like it for different reasons. And the historical part of it for me is just amazing. And a couple of things I wanted to say is that the scene where, two things, the scene where they raise up the pikes and they hit the horses with it, that's a real thing. Of course, you saw it in Braveheart if you watched the movie Braveheart. But the thing about it is, you know, in Braveheart, he takes these little trees, right, and makes them into, that's really not accurate. It was like you saw, it was pikes, what they call pikemen, and they were at the front, and then they were trying to stop the charge. But you got, what, how heavy is a horse? You're not stopping a horse. I mean, even if you punctured his chest, you're not stopping a horse weighing that much. He's coming through those lines, right? And so it just, to me, it's a little bit disingenuous in that, you know, especially like the Braveheart movie drove me crazy with the pikes thing. Like, you're not stopping. You got a man that weighs even my weight of 220 pounds plus. You got him standing there holding the pike, but you got a horse that weighs 5 times that?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not
2
stopping a
times.
horse.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing I wanted to say was about the rifles. So this was the 1600s, and I don't believe they had figured out that you could rifle the barrel. So when the bullet goes in, it's real tight, right? But when it comes out, it spins, and the spin makes it more accurate.
Okay.
Right? Just like when a pitcher's throwing a fastball, he uses a spin. He spins it. You can see it, right? And the ball gets this spin, and it can go this way, it can go that way, and it's just much more accurate wherever you aim it. So they were using the long barrels because before rifling, the longer the barrel, the more accurate the shot.
Oh, and that's why they had the things to hold the gun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Sabaton is, if not anything else, they are known to be extremely accurate in their portrayal of the armaments and the different weapons used throughout history and war, because that's really interesting to me too, the evolution of that.
Yeah, warfare.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just how going from sticks and rocks to
Yeah.
that and to what we have now where we can obliterate everybody on the planet, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid war, so stupid. And I was watching this, I was thinking there was a time in my life it was just rah war and let's go get them, and not so much anymore. Because it's just death. It's just young people dying
Yeah.
for no reason. And think about a guy who's never been married, never has had a wife and you know, kids.
Children.
His legacy's done.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He's out. So
Yeah,
anyway.
they say when someone's blood is spilled in death that their blood goes into the ground, and that it's a death of generations. And that's just because that when that person died, then there won't be children and grandchildren, and it just spreads out. It could have
Change the
been
future.
so many people to change the future.
Change the
They're
future.
just gone.
So we're waxing very political right now, and maybe shouldn't be there. Not even because of the politics, because of where our brains are at.
Yeah, yeah,
Very sad. That was sad to me.
yeah,
Because thinking about 500 years ago almost about how just killing each other, and we're killing each other now, but we deceive ourselves, right? Because now, not as much blood and gore on television that you see, right? Because again, we can wipe people out with a tactical nuke, boom, dust, right? So anyway, the thing about the King Adolphus that I liked too that we read is the reason he was wearing the leather jacket and not the armor is because he had been shot, right? And
he couldn't wear the
he couldn't
armor
wear the
anymore.
armor, right? So he got a thick leather jacket, and even with that jacket, he lived until they shot him in the head.
Is it unusual for a king to actually be part of the battle? I thought
back
that
then.
they would be like on their throne protected.
Not back then.
But back then was usual.
Yeah, it was pretty usual for the king to be leading the troops. Yeah.
So
I think you
Luther-
guys correct me on that, but I think that's correct that kings and leaders, and it was until later that they started delegating that stuff. And the danger in that is if you get somebody to delegate your armies, right, and he becomes more popular than you are, it's easy to get you out.
Oh yeah,
That make any sense?
yeah. There's a lot going on. Man, my head's gonna explode.
Yeah. There are
This is interesting.
a lot of times when we do something that I feel like we should just revisit it again, do some more historical kind of stuff, but you don't have time to do that, We, but I would urge you to, right? If anything I said doesn't make sense, go back and check it out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Check out my hair. Look at
Your
my
hair does look good today, honey.
I wish it was
Better
a
than
little
mine.
bit darker. Your hair
All
looks great. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Well, thank you guys for watching and delving into
Yeah,
this
thank you
with
so
us.
much.
And
We
yeah,
appreciate you
again,
coming
any
back.
comments that you might have about this particular
Yeah.
story would be great. And if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, comment down below. And as always, be blessed.
Don't hurt anybody.
Were you joking around while I was doing that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
I'll see.